Hey Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darling Stamps. Today I want to go through Thrifty Thursday and just how we can think outside the box and making the most of our kit. This kit is by far one of the prettiest, a little feminine, but how pretty this is with the cards and everything as it's set out. If you haven't subscribed, if you don't have a subscription yet, consider this as a start of a new hobby. If you sign up before September 10th, you get a special, which is actually Something Spooky This Way Comes, and it'll be just a fun type of kit. And so today for Thrifty Thursday, I want to make the most of the kit, show you how to make most of the kit, and show a couple of tips and tricks. So let's get started. These are the two cards that come in the kit. The beautiful background basically is already done for you. There's no stamping. All I did was add the stamp set, which is wonderful. You've got Thinking of You, The Loss is Immeasurable, but so is the love left behind. You make me so happy, congratulations, thank you, and a couple of flowers. And then of course it comes with the twine and these little leaves. And if you can see, I actually took my stylus and just put a line through the leaves. It kind of makes them stand out just a little bit, and also makes the leaf pop out against that beautiful flower arrangement. And then the second one is same concept, just a smaller version. And again, it's just a matter of fold it, put your thank you on there, the twine, some leaves, and you are said and done. That's as quick and as easy as it is. But because I thought that this needed to have more of a variety, it needed to have my cards versus the there's 8 in the kit that you can make. Sorry, so there's 3 laser cuts with the vellum, and that's what the flowers came on. That's these. So you have the green and the clear, and that comes in the kit. And then you've got 1 sheet of the foil tags. That's what these are, the foil tags. And then 4 yards of banker twine. You have your dimensionals, your adhesive, but 10 card bases, 10. And so I have already made 10, and I still have probably 10 more I can make. So 20 cards just from one kit. So let's get started because I want to show you kind of a neat idea. So this is the card we're going to make. And basically what we have done before on these videos is we've taken the envelopes. Let's put this aside. Taken the envelopes. This is the green one. And you also, before I do this, do you notice the silver on here? I actually took these pieces that I've cut apart, and I have taken the little slivers, and I'll show you a project I did with this, and I just kept that nice silver foil. All right, so we are going to just take the envelope, and in order to not rip, use your bone folder, and we want to cut inside and move the release, the glue from it, and that way we can keep as much as we can of this center part. That's what we want to keep. And what I thought I would do it beforehand, but I'll show you the whole process. So we want to take off these flaps, obviously, and we're just going to cut these off and all the way around, all 4 sides, and then we will be able to kind of maneuver it and have a little bit more freedom with it to make another card. If I have envelopes, you may need envelopes. But in this case, we are just going to use this as our base, and then taking the back of it, it'll tell you that the colors in here are Blackberry Bliss, Pretty Flamingo, Lemon Lime Twist, and Old Olives. All right, so we're going to use the Old Olive, and you have maybe a plan of your own. I use these little binder clips so that I don't get my ink all on my fingers, which you can see I have a little bit already. And all we're going to do is basically take the ink from the pad, and we're going to put a background on it because it has a white background, and we want it to be a little darker since we're going to go on a white card base. All right, so I was going to have all this already done, but I thought you could see the whole process and what the style of this. I've used water to kind of break it up. So that basically, let's get that corners a little bit. Okay, so that's where we are. And then this is our spritzer that we have. And I'll spray this off camera. But we are basically going to take the back of it, and we're going to get that really wet. Okay? By doing that, it kind of loosens up the paper binding, or the paper itself, and then I am just going to make that all crinkly. Okay, then this becomes our base. So it has now texture, it has the ink, it has the color on that, and you can see that's how I got that background, and that just glues to the. All right, so we have it's almost dry, and I did a little bit of the cutting on that, and because it wasn't all the way dry, I have a little bit of a tear, but that's okay because this gives our free form and our designs that kind of wrinkled. We are going to take the layer piece, which is our Old Olive, and we are just going to give a little bit of a gluing. Now, because we want to make sure it stays down and it has the crinkles, we want to make sure it's really good and glued down. Now, I just want to show you because I don't want glue on. Oh, and I did. Boogers. Well, I want to make sure it's really flat, and because I put glue on everything, it is going to come through that bottom part where I cut it out. So that's okay. So now we have our piece on here, and I want to use my white as my layer or my card base, and let's get this put on. And this is just a tumble glue, and then that's going to go right in the center because my layer piece on top is a little bit off-centered. And I will fix that off screen, but I just want to show you that we're getting some good texture to it, but you can see that the crinkle we did to it gives it a nice background, and that's just using the inside of that card. Now we're going to use a white part of the card as our center, and this is going to have a leaf and these cutouts. Now I just took the card itself and just cut out some of these pieces because on this one I just stamped it, but I thought, well, just change it up just a little bit. So I want to before I put that down, I want to make sure that my piece is on. Have you ever glued something and then it's like it seriously has things go wrong and now you can't fix it because it's permanent. So I want to make sure that I get this on, and I wanted to use the pieces left over from the card. Now, because there's some white on here, I want to use we're just going to keep that. We have white on here, we have leaf on here, and everything. So I think we're good. I want to put my leaf on the bottom so that it's on and good located where I want it, just like that. Okay, and because I like the texture of using the stylus to kind of mark my leaves, it kind of gives it a little bit of form. See that? All right, so we got that. You saw my little cheat sheet turtle. This is just a mouse pad. I know that they have the great piercing mats, but that's just a plain old mouse pad. Okay, so now we're ready to put this on the card. And that was going to go on the center. Okay, and then I'm going to put, use dimensionals to kind of put it up a little higher, but because of the dimensionals that come, the doodads, I didn't want to stick up too much. So, and this is just really for quicker ease. All right. So there are my pretty flowers, and ooh, I almost glued that down without putting my stamp on it. The color that comes with the kit this month is Blackberry Bliss. I am so glad that this came back, because it was one that retired and it was one of my favorites. You may have a favorite, but this one is mine. Okay, and we're going to do this as a thank you. There. Now, I'm going to do dimensionals. All right, so we got the dimensional on the card, so you can see a little bit of a difference on that. But I want to show you, using the envelopes, I took the same concept and I made the flamingo, pretty flamingo for the background. So it is the same concept of the green. I did it in the pink, and then took the card and just took off the, just cut part of the flowers off, and then used the one color, which is the garden green, the olive, old olive, and that became my layered piece behind these two, sentiment and the flowers, and then cut out some of those. So that gives you another idea of the envelope. This one, I didn't use the ink to fill in the white, so I wanted to use a color for the background, and then used an oval that I cut out, the vellum leaves, and then the rest of the flower that I did that. Here are those little silver pieces that came off all these scraps that I cut out. And then I did the embossing. See if I can angle that to show you. Okay. Anyhow, so this is the ideas that kind of take your card making to the next level and maximizing the kit. So I hope you decide to join if you don't have it already or don't have a demonstrator already. I would love to be your creative coach. So I hope you've enjoyed this session of the Thrifty Thursday, maximizing and making as thrifty of those extra pieces as possible. Have a great day.